are really a time to really appreciate the film industry and, what is happening in production and even watching the end product. And, we were joined by Tinashe in the morning, but now we are joined by Tafadzwa Ranganai, who is a really multi-talented filmmaker, producer, and things like that. Tafadzwa, welcome to Morning Rush.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here.
You're glad to be here. Hey, how are you feeling? Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling good. A little bit nervous.
Yeah.
I'm not usually in front of the camera. I'm usually behind.
At the back, hey.
But we'll get through it.
Well, we will get through it indeed. Now, Tafadzwa, you studied film in Botswana.
Yes.
So in your process of studying, did you think to stay in Botswana and pursue film there or come back to Zim? I see you did come back to Zim, but why did you make that move?
So I was enjoying, making good money in Botswana. But creatively, I wasn't really doing what I had envisioned myself doing.
Right.
And a friend of mine who had also studied in Botswana, but had moved back here, was like, you should come back and try your luck and just spread your creative wings here. Yeah. And he was right. This is the place where I've flourished creatively.
I can see that Zimbabwe really stretches you, and you move in all sorts of places just to bring out the best of you.
Oh,
so
yes.
in this film industry, how long have you been in the film industry?
It's always difficult for me to say, because even when I was studying, I was doing little jobs here and there. So I'd say professionally from about 2011. So that's about, 11 years now?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very good. You really are putting in your hours. So, in a few more hours, you'll be the best of the best.
Yes, I hope so.
So you're not only a script writer, you're a designer, graphic designer as well.
Yes.
You're a director. Right now you're working on new movies and things like that. But
yes.
I want to maybe talk about some of the stuff that you have done before. What are some of the stuff that you've done?
I guess the thing that I usually like to talk about the most is Battle of the Chefs.
Okay.
That was Zimbabwe's first reality TV cooking show.
Wow.
So I directed the first season, which was done in a very low budget way, but it managed to catch the eyes of TM Pick and Pay, who came on as the major sponsor for the second and third seasons, which, although I wasn't directing, I was still part of the crew.
Of that.
Yeah.
Okay, are there going to be more seasons of that, or it's just it finished on the third season?
Well, we hope there'll be more seasons.
Oh, because obviously you're not really involved in that more now, hey?
Yes, exactly. Now I'm a bit more independent, yes.
Yeah, you've worked, I do see that you've worked at a number of production houses, and you are independent. Now, in your independence, what are you working on as, do you have a company?
Yes, so I operate under my production company, Creative Hub Films.
Okay.
And I do music videos and documentaries, but of course my passion is really movies.
Movies.
Yes.
Yes, so with your passion, you are really working, you did a movie called Nevanji. How was that, and what was that about?
So it's a horror movie. I have a particular love for that genre.
Wow. It's not very common, well, in making horror movies here in Zimbabwe, but I think it is common with people who watch it and things like that.
Yes.
How did you come about making a decision to do a horror movie?
Well, it stems from visiting the rural areas, actually.
Wow.
My grandmother loves telling
horror
scary stories. And my cousins would tell me a lot of really scary stories, I think to scare their city cousin. It was sort of a practical joke that ended up becoming a lifelong dream.
Would you look at that? You've turned it into something incredible that's going to make a lot of money for you. So what's the baseline of the story of this horror movie?
So Nevanji is about a family that's struggling with a terminally ill child. They're not sure what's wrong with him, neither are the doctors. And so they resort to visiting a traditional healer. And without spoiling it, things kind of go bad. And it becomes like a matter of survival for the parents versus their own child.
Their own child. And where can we watch this? Where can we watch it?
Yes, so the film is currently streaming on, I think, about 6 or 7 different platforms. But the most known are Amazon Video Prime and Afroland TV.
Okay.
But of course, if anyone wants to access these different streaming links, you just visit the website, nevanjimovie.com, and there you can see all the different platforms available to you.
Okay. So, I mean, looking at all the work that you've done in the past, I mean, 11 years is actually quite a lot to have under your belt there. So, what is the future looking like for you?
Lots and lots of more movies.
Okay.
I have so many scripts that I want to make. I get overwhelmed sometimes trying to think which one I should do next. You know,
But you have them all written down, right? Or-
Yes, I do. They're just waiting for money.
And it will come. I mean, look, if you have a vision, you know, make it, write it down.
Yes.
And, you know, provision is always something that comes along with that. So, you know, when you, a question that I had in my head, your casting, you know, how do you come about choosing the cast for your movies?
So I sort of go a different direction from most filmmakers. I try to work with previously unknown people, like the young boy who was in my film. He'd been in 1 or 2 films, but he wasn't really that well known. I like raw talent because, you know, they're trying to figure things out. I'm also trying to figure things out. It becomes like a bonding process in making the movie. It, I guess, really highlights how much filmmaking is teamwork.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. So, last words to those who are aspiring to be filmmakers. What can you tell the viewers this morning?
Well, all I'd say is just go ahead and do it. You know, a lot of times we hold ourselves back. I'm also guilty of that. I sat on the script for Nevanji for 3 years before shooting it.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays technology has allowed us to shoot films without necessarily having to go through the traditional
ways of doing it, right?
I mean, people always say that the best camera that you have is in your pocket.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. There we have it, guys. The best camera that you have is your phone. If you are looking to be an upcoming filmmaker like Tafadzwa Ranganai here, thank you so much for joining us here on Morning Rush. It's always a pleasure to see Zimbabwe's local talent booming. Thank you for that. And we've come to the end of Morning Rush this morning, but you know what? It's not the end of the week. So be here tomorrow morning, bright and early, for another episode of Morning Rush. We'll see you tomorrow.
Medically, we can't figure out what the problem is.
The answer to Nasha's illness is spiritual and not medical. I'm certain kuti chivano ichi. Maybe we should consult Nganga.
My child will not be involved in such things. Wazinzwa? Baba vemwana uyu vanofanira kuripa. Pane chimwana chiri